Hello, everyone. I just want to get on here right quick. This is look another conversation with Shishi. But anyway, I just want to get on here right quick. I haven't been on here to do another Q&A, but I need to answer these questions right quick before I forget. So, a person asked me, "How do I feel about long distance relationships?" Now, I am a person who's had to live with them due to the fact we were military. So the way I think is probably not going to be how you guys think about long distance relationships. So I know sometimes when young adults start dating, sometimes you're in college, sometimes you have to go away for college, someone's in a different place, that's how it is per semester, y'all in different states, maybe different cities. I understand that. Now, that to me is okay to long distance date because y'all start off together and then when they went to college, you guys couldn't be with each other all the time. So you guys see each other on maybe breaks for 4 to 6 weeks. Like Christmas, you got the summertime. If you can, in between semesters, come see each other. I'm a person who believes in long distance relationships to a certain extent because I believe a man who wants to be with a woman or wants to make a relationship work or a woman who wants to be with a male will do it. They will move mountains. They will do anything to be with that person. That's just my perspective on it. When I counsel relationships, marriages, and this is one of the issues that is true issue when it comes to I didn't feel like he wanted to be with me. I felt like the times he got breaks, he could have came and be with me. I felt like the times she got breaks, she always wanted to take a day off and do this and do that. These are serious issues in relationships that if you're not going to counseling or if it's not something that was that was talked about before you got married, a lot of people don't get it or understand. So my perspective is if you're going to long distance date, you need to really sort out all the details about it. So like I said, are we going to just see each other on breaks? And if that's the case, that sometimes people just can't afford to take flights and the holidays, the tickets are more expensive at that time. So unless you have a really good working condition car, it might be hard for you to see each other, travel to see each other. So you got to make the best of it. So that's why nowadays there's FaceTime, there's Google Duo, you got Skype. There's so many ways, and there's probably other ways you can talk to people I don't know about, but those are the three things I use with patients, or what me and my spouse always used. So you have to figure it out for yourself. So another scenario is if we live in separate states and, he got a job somewhere else, but my job still keeps me here. And this, once again, they're still dating. Y'all, you have to make it work the best you can. I don't want to be that person that feels like, okay, it's time to break up. Now, you know in your heart of hearts if they're trying to make it work. And if you don't think they are, then break up. To me, if you're not married, I think sometimes relationships go through more than what they should. That's just my opinion. I have to say this. So, of course, I've told you guys many times, my spouse was military. So we had to do long distance dating a lot at the beginning. And I hated it. I hated every bit of everything about it. So me seeing him only sometimes worked my last nerve. And plus, I'm very needy. I'm very needy and I can be very jealous. And I'm not letting nobody come for mine. I don't leave gap space for nothing to interfere with what I'm working with. That's just me. Now, some people could say that's insecurity, however you want to take it. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. This is just how I am. No, I don't leave room for anybody else to come and play. Not at all. So for me and my spouse, I moved to be with him. I had just got accepted into nursing school and I picked up and moved. Now, a lot of people say that was dumb. My parents were pissed, which was fine. I mean, he was my baby's daddy's. So I was not letting anything go. And plus, I didn't want to raise my kids by myself. I wanted to be with my man. So to each its own, like I said, and what you're willing to work with and how far you're willing to take your relationship. Now, like I said, he was my baby's daddy. Now, if he'd have been some of anybody, I probably wouldn't have done that. And the only reason I'm saying it because I've been military my whole life. I see what happens on long distance relationships. Now, there are times, and I know a lot of you guys talk about these people who are in these relationships on social media, And you think they're being ghosted, but they're dating people that you never ever see. You never see them. Me and my man, I just want to think my man this. And everybody doesn't want to be on social media. I understand that. Not every significant other wants to be on social media. But still, there are times to me that you can show their picture, that y'all can take a picture, something. And you don't got to prove nothing to nobody, but I totally agree. I see it more than I don't see it. So ladies and gent, know what your boundaries are and know what you're willing to accept and take. I'm one person that believes in don't start something you're not going to keep up. That's old school. I was taught that. I teach my kids that. So if you're okay with doing long distance relationship, don't be mad if it comes up again in the future in your relationship because you took it before. So for me, I'm not doing it. If it's not job related, I'm not doing it at all. So like I said, ladies and gents, you got to know for yourself what you're willing to take. And don't be mad at the time they can't be there or they can't be on the phone with you because they have their life too. And that's something you have to take in consideration. They're not going to always be there for you, opposed to someone who's coming home to you every day. Now, like I said, me and my spouse, because we always had kids, I'd work second shift because he was military. He had to work all day. So to make it work with daycare, I worked in the evening and he worked day. But when we got our days off, we made it count because we saw each other passing all the time. It was passing. So every time you got a chance to really be together, you really have to make it work. So once again, I'm just going to say, if you're in college and you two in separate colleges, however you can see fit to make it work, you got to do it. And just know it's just for a season of your life. It's not for the rest of your life. So if you can take it, then do it. Sometimes people are worthy of the wait. But, you got to know your spouse. If you know your spouse has a history of cheating, your significant other has a history of just a bunch of female friends, I wouldn't do it. So that'll save you heartache down the road. And I'm not trying to say that if they've done it in the past, they won't do it again. I don't know. Only your man. Or men, your woman. That's all I can say. You got to know. Because, when I get couples in to see me, they really, really harp on these issues. Well, he didn't act like he wanted to see me. And then the chances he got to come, he didn't. It does come up. And you got to be willing to take it. So I was blessed that every chance my spouse got to come home, he came home. So even though those are beginning stages of our marriage, we didn't have money, he still came home to me and the kids at least twice a month, once a month. So I don't know what that feels like. Unless he was actively deployed or he was TDY and he could not, my man came to see us. Well, he also knew what type of wife he had, but he came to see us. So I don't know what that feels like when I hear women say he don't come. I don't understand that, and I'm not going to tolerate that. And if you start tolerating it, don't be mad if it keeps it up. If he keeps it up or they keep it up or whomever, don't be mad. So set boundaries that work for the both of you guys. And also, too, I will ask this question. We know that when we're praying for a spouse, y'all know the devil hears what you're praying for. So make sure that you're not entertaining the jokers before the kings come along. So what I'm trying to say is that you have to be patiently waiting for who God has for you and not just accepting anything. So if you're in a relationship and good and well it's not going to work, good and well the Lord told you to leave, you have those gut feelings. You have that internal feeling like, okay, this is not going to work. Well, I call it the Holy Spirit. Everybody wants to be like, oh, my conscience was telling me that was the Holy Spirit because you ain't that smart. Roll out. You're in these relationships that are not destined to make it. It's destined to fail. You hear a bunch of preachers talk about it. I've talked about it. They're not going to work and you stay in them. So just sometimes don't accept Mr. Wrong thinking that he's Mr. Right. So like that scenario I'm talking about, you put yourself in these situations. Well, I'm going to wait for him. I'm just going to wait. We're going to do this long distance thing. And he's the wrong person. But you wasted all that time waiting on that person to come around to be the person that you want him to be. And then we get in this point where we're praying that they're the one. Sometimes, I know we need to pray, but I think God gives us wisdom to know if that's the perfect person for you. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying everybody's perfect. That's not what I'm trying to say. I hate I said it that way. But You know who wants to be with you. You know who's going to come and make things happen to make it work with you. You'll know in your heart. The phone ain't ringing in the middle of the night, ain't going off and talking about it's my mom. It's not my mom. Or ladies, please, when he's in Victoria's Secret buying lingerie, he's not buying it for his cousin. He ain't buying it for his sis. What kind of relationship they got? He's not doing that. I literally just heard that and I just had to look. I'm like, girl, I know he thought you was a fool for believing that. Like, no, you've got to know in your heart to know that God is sending you someone who is going to give you his last and his whole heart. I am blessed. Like this morning, I got up to go to the clinic, and it was 30 degrees this morning when I got up. Yeah, it was cold in Texas, I know, right? And my husband got up, literally started my car, making sure I was set before I left, walked me to my car as I'm leaving. He ain't got to do none of that. And I'm just thinking, like, God, he wants to make sure his wife is okay. He wants to make sure I'm going to make it back home. Anything happened today, make sure you call or text. And then while I'm at the clinic, where I'm shadowing the doctor, my mentor, he's texting me, you good? You good? I mean, ladies, it's not hard. Gentlemen, it's not hard. You know someone who wants to be with you. They're going to check on you all the time. They're going to make sure you're okay. So pay attention to the signs. It's not hard. It's not rocket science, y'all. I'm telling you. And you really know. I had a girlfriend a couple of years ago, and I promise you guys, I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to let y'all go. This dude was dogging her so bad. And literally when I sat there and talked to her, I literally just replayed everything she was saying to me. And she actually hurt herself. When I was recapping everything she was saying, she was like, I didn't even think about it that way. Y'all know when somebody's not for you. You know if they want to be with you. And pray and seek God, because he's going to show you too. I promise you he is. All right, well, I want to get off here. This was another conversation with She. My podcast is coming out this week. I cannot wait. It's going to be, it's called She Podcast. Y'all know my business is rolling through. It's She Counseling, Mentoring, and Life Coaching. So if you want to schedule an appointment, call me 940-247-0619. I look forward to hearing from you guys. Take care.